What's going on, guys? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe Podcast. My name is Matt, and according to Ian Rapoport, several NFL teams have called the 49ers about the possibility of trading for Trey Lance. So with that being said, should the Colts trade for Trey Lance? I'm going to give you guys my thoughts in just a minute, but before I do that, if you're new, or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon so you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack that like button. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Should the Colts trade for Trey Lance or no? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There is a link in the description down below. So like I said just a second ago, according to Ian Rapoport, several NFL teams have contacted the San Francisco 49ers about the possibility of trading for Trey Lance because we're all assuming that when Brock Purdy is ready to go, whenever that may be, he's the starter, not Trey Lance. So we're assuming at this point Trey Lance is available for the right price. So I don't know if the Colts are one of those teams. I don't know if they're calling the 49ers. I have no clue. But should they be? In my opinion, at this point, I would say no. I wouldn't trade for Trey Lance. I mean, you have one of the top 4 picks, so you're guaranteed to get one of the top 4 quarterbacks in this class. So at this point, I wouldn't do it. I would just take one of those quarterbacks instead, whether you have a choice of 1, 2, or 3. I'm taking one of them, okay? I would rather have at this point Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis over Trey Lance, in my opinion. Now, if the Colts were selecting anywhere from 7 to 15, I would be more open to it. I would be more open to the idea of trading for Trey Lance because more than likely, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, they're all gone at that point, right? So who are you going to draft? Hendon Hooker, Tanner McKee, Jaron Hall? I mean, at this point, I would just trade for Trey Lance. Heck, I would call the Ravens and be like, hey, we want Lamar Jackson. But they're going to get one of the top 4 quarterbacks, so I wouldn't trade for Trey Lance. The only other way I would actually consider trading for Trey Lance is if the value of Trey Lance is a 4th round pick or a 5th round pick, right? A day 2, day 3 pick, like a late day 2, day 3 pick. That's the only way I would consider trading for Trey Lance. But in my opinion, I think the 49ers see the value of Trey Lance as a 1st round pick at worst. That's what I see. I don't think they're going to entertain a 2nd round pick or a 2nd and a 3rd. I think it's a 1st round pick. I think they see a lot of potential in Trey Lance. I think a lot of teams see the potential in Trey Lance. So they're not going to give him up for a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick. They're going to give him up for a 1st round pick or a 2nd round, or not even a 2nd round pick, just the 1st round pick in general. So at this point, I'm just not going to trade for him. You know, you're guaranteed to get one of those top 4 guys. I would leave Trey Lance alone. Now, would the Colts trade for Trey Lance? I think they would be open to it because Chris Ballard does like Trey Lance. Had some good things to say about Trey Lance in the draft process. So it's not out of the question that the Colts would be interested. And honestly, I think they did call the 49ers. I don't think they're willing to give up that 4th pick. I don't think they're willing to give up the 2nd round pick. But I think they're willing to give up the 3rd. I think they're willing up to give a couple 3rds. I don't think the 49ers will do it. But I think the Colts would be open to doing it because in their eyes, they might see Trey Lance on the same level as a Anthony Richardson or a Will Levis or heck, even a CJ Stroud. Even though I would disagree with that, they might see it that way too. I don't know. But there is a lot of potential. So maybe Chris Ballard goes, hey, we believe Shane Steichen can develop Trey Lance into a very good franchise quarterback. Maybe. I don't know. But I don't see a trade happening at the end of the day because, like I said, I think the 49ers want a 1st in return because they did give up quite a bit to move up to get Trey Lance. I just don't think Chris Ballard is going to give up the 4th pick. I don't think he would give up the 35th pick. I think the most he would be willing to give up is the 79th pick. That's the most I think he's willing to give up. But at the end of the day, I just don't see it happening. I wouldn't do it, and I don't see Chris Ballard pulling the trigger for anything more than a third round pick. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon so you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack that like button. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There is a link in the description down below. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other two videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.